previous topic we have studied asynchronous mod 8 up counter. That is, it started from 0 and counted till 7th. At the 8th clock pulse, it went to its original state, that was 0 0 0, or the initial stage. Now let's move on to asynchronous down counter. That is, it will start counting from 7th and move on to 0. Okay, now let's see the circuit diagram for the asynchronous down counter. It is, let's say, J. Let's say we count from 7 to 0, or 3-bit mod 8 down counter. So since mod 8 down counter, say J0, K0, J1, K1, J2, K2. This will be LSB because the external clock pulse is applied here. Q0 bar, Q0, Q1 bar, Q1, Q2 bar, Q2. This is output of the flip-flop acts as a clock pulse. That is, we can see, since it is a negative edge triggered flip-flop, the output of Q1 will change when Q0 bar changes from 1 to 0. That is, Q0 changes from 0 to 1. Similarly, Q2 changes its state when Q1 bar changes from 1 to 0. That is, Q1 changes from 0 to 1. So let's start with the working, how this circuit works on. Say table clock Q2, Q1, Q0. Let us say initial stage be 0 0 0 0. Now from the circuit diagram we can see that Q2 will change its state when Q1 changes from 0 to 1. Similarly, Q1 will change its state when Q0 changes from 0 to 1. So let's start working. Q0 initially toggles, so it becomes 1. Now since Q0 has changed from 0 to 1, Q1 will change its state from 0 to 1. Now since Q1 has changed from 0 to 1, again Q2 will change its state from 1. This was during first clock pulse. During second clock pulse, it changes 0. Since a negative transition, this won't change. During third clock pulse, this will become 1. Positive transition therefore becomes 0. This is a negative transition, therefore Q2 remains the same. Now during fourth clock pulse, 0, therefore it will remain 0. This will remain 1. Similarly, at fifth clock pulse, this changes to 1, this changes to 1, and again this remains the same. At sixth clock pulse, this changes to 0, therefore this remains 1, and this remains same. At the seventh clock pulse, it changes to 1, therefore this remains 0, and this remains unchanged. And at the 8th clock pulse, this changes to 0, so this remains same, this remains same. So that is, we can see at the 8th clock pulse we have got the original state. At the 8th clock pulse we have got this original state. Therefore we can say this is mod 8, and as we can see the decimal equivalent, this is 0, this is 7th, 6th, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Therefore we can say this is mod 8 down counter. So that is, we have one logic how to discuss. So to maintain the sequential counting, which is again a formulated one, which is very important and we need to remember it. To maintain a sequential counting of asynchronous counter, this sequential counting of asynchronous counter, T clock should be greater than equal to NTPD. where this is a very important concept, where n is equal to number of flip-flops and TPD is delay of each flip-flop, and T is the clock pulse duration. Therefore we can say this 1 upon T clock is less than equal to 1 upon n TPD for to maintain the sequential counting of the asynchronous counter. Therefore f clock should be less than equal to 1 upon n TPD, equal to 1 upon n TPD, which is a very important concept to remember. So the next topic is ring counters, synchronous counters. So in synchronous counters, we'll start with first ring counter. A ring counter is a shift register with feedback connection, where the output of LSB flip-flop is given as input of MSB flip-flop. So let's see how the circuit diagram for ring counter looks like. Let us say this is a rough block diagram about the ring counter. This is the input and this is the output. The output of flip-flop, or the output MSB, output of the flip-flop, that is the LSB, is given input to the MSB. This is the ring counter, and the compulsory condition in ring counter is initial condition of one flip-flop must be 1. Let us take an example to have a clear idea how the ring counter works. Let us say this is 0, 1, 0. This is Q2, Q1, Q0. Say clock pulse input, and say this is Q2, Q1, Q0. Let us say initially input is not given and initial condition is 0, 1, 0. It is the 0th clock pulse. During the first clock pulse, this 0 output comes here and gives as an input. So it gives 0, which comes here. This 0 comes here and this 1 shifts here. Therefore the circuit diagram for this block becomes like this: 0, 0, 1. Similarly, during the second clock pulse, this 1 comes here, which acts as an input. This 0 comes here, which acts as 0, and this 0, 0. Now again during third clock pulse, this 0 comes here, this becomes 1, and this becomes 1. So as we can see, at the third clock pulse, the final output is very much similar to the first stage. Therefore we can say this is a mod 3 counter. So in general, if we have to sync with the counter, mod n counter and the ring counter, we can say, or asynchronous counter and synchronous counter, n bit ring counter is a mod n counter. That is, 3-bit ring counter is a mod 3 counter. This is clear for this example.